A couple days ago, I made a video about all 15 quarterbacks that were taken in this recent XFL draft. Now, in that video, I made the video about all those 15 quarterbacks because those are the 15 quarterbacks that were taken at the time. However, at the end of that video, by the way, link in the description, you should go check it out, there were 7 other quarterbacks that were assigned to teams after I recorded that video, and I briefly named all those quarterbacks at the very end of it. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the 7 other quarterbacks that were assigned to teams for the XFL. This video will be the same format. I'll be talking about their college football careers and the pro football careers they've had up to this point. Before I move on, remember to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Now let's get into it. The first team that I'm going to be talking about in today's video is the Arlington Renegades. The quarterback they got assigned was Kevin Anderson. Anderson started his career at Marshall as a backup, then would transfer to Fordham. In his career at Fordham, he played in 33 games. He threw for 7,663 yards, completing 64% of his passes, 73 touchdowns to the air compared to 18 interceptions. His best season there was in 2015, in which he threw for over 3,000 yards, 32 touchdown passes through the air, 10 interceptions, and accounted for a total of 341 rushing yards in 12 games played. In his pro football career, he would play in the Spring League most recent. Moving on to the next team, it is the Houston Roughnecks. The quarterback that they were assigned was Cole McDonald. Cole McDonald was a standout at Hawaii and was a 2-year starter. In his career, he accounted for a total of 8,032 passing yards, completing 61% of his passes, 70 touchdown passes through the air, and 24 interceptions, while accounting for a total of 12 rushing touchdowns. His best season would come in 2019, in which he completed nearly 64% of his passes, threw for over 4,000 yards, 33 touchdowns to the air compared to 14 interceptions, and a total of 7 rushing touchdowns. Cole McDonald would actually get drafted in the 2020 NFL Draft by the Tennessee Titans. McDonald ultimately would not last very long with the Tennessee Titans, as he would get released during preseason. The next NFL team that he had an opportunity with was the Arizona Cardinals. However, after getting signed in the 2021 offseason, he would be released before preseason would even begin. His next pro opportunity would come in the CFL with the Toronto Argonauts, where he was primarily a practice squad player and a backup quarterback. He was released after 1 season. Moving on to the Orlando Guardians, the Guardians got assigned quarterback Mitch Kidd. Now, Mitch Kidd played at Redlands, which is a Division III college. He played in a total of 18 games in his career, and he wasn't the most eye-popping quarterback stat-wise, but he was still a solid player. As in 18 games played, he completed 60% of his passes, threw for 2,125 yards, had a total of 21 passing touchdowns compared to 11 interceptions, and on the ground, he accounted for a total of 5 rushing touchdowns. In regards of Mitch Kidd's pro football career, once he got out of college, he has played in a variety of pro indoor football leagues. The most notable and most recent being the fan-controlled football league in 2022. This is Mitch Kidd's really first big opportunity with a pro league of such regard of the XFL. On to the next team with the San Antonio Brahmas. They were assigned the most quarterbacks out of everyone in this first quarterback assignment, as they were assigned 2 different quarterbacks. The first quarterback I'm going to be talking about is Reid Sinnette. Reid Sinnette played his college football career at San Diego, and for the longest time he was a backup quarterback, spanning from 2015 to 2018. Worth noting that he was a redshirt in 2015, and in his final year of college eligibility in 2019, he finally became a starting quarterback. And in 12 games played, Reid Sinnette put on a clinic, as in those 12 games, he threw for 3,528 yards. He completed 67% of his passes, 32 touchdown passes through the air, and 10 interceptions, and was recognized as one of the best quarterbacks on the FCS level. Reid would end up going undrafted in the 2020 NFL Draft, but shortly thereafter he signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as an undrafted free agent, but would not make it past preseason of 2020. His next pro opportunity would be with the Miami Dolphins, as he would be a practice squad quarterback all the way from the 2020 to part of the 2021 NFL season. He was primarily just a practice squad quarterback, but there was a few times he did get bumped up to the active roster to be a backup quarterback due to injuries. However, he was released during the 2021 NFL season. After getting released by the Dolphins, he was claimed off waivers by the Philadelphia Eagles to be a practice squad quarterback for them for the remainder of the 21 NFL season. He would come back with the team for 2022. However, he would be a practice squad quarterback after not making the final roster during the preseason, and that wouldn't last long, as by September 7th, he got released for a second time by the Philadelphia Eagles in a matter of just a week. He would come back to the Miami Dolphins most recently for this 22 season again, but he would also only last just a few days on their practice squad. He is now in the XFL with San Antonio. The other quarterback that San Antonio got assigned was Jack Cohn. Jack Cohn started his career at Wisconsin, where he was the starting quarterback in 2019 and had a good season, throwing for 2,727 yards, 69% passes completed, 18 touchdown passes through the air, and 5 interceptions. In 2020, unfortunately, he missed the entire season due to injury and would eventually transfer to Notre Dame for his final year of eligibility in 2021. In his 21 campaign for Notre Dame, he played very well in 13 games, completing 65% of his passes, throwing for 3,150 yards, 25 touchdown passes through the air, and 7 interceptions. Despite a solid college football career, Jack Cohn would not hear his name called in the 2022 NFL Draft, as he would go undrafted. Shortly after the draft, he signed with the Indianapolis Colts as an undrafted free agent, but was released during the preseason. Moving on to the next team, we had the Seattle Sea Dragons, and they were assigned Brian Lewerky. Brian played for Michigan State, and he was a starting quarterback for 3 seasons. In his career as a Spartan, he completed 57% of his passes, threw for 8,293 yards, 47 touchdown passes through the air, and 32 interceptions. On the ground, he accounted for over 1,200 yards and 10 total rushing touchdowns throughout his career. He would end up going undrafted in 2020 and signing with the New England Patriots as an undrafted free agent. However, he would end up getting waived after the preseason. After that, he would end up playing in the Spring League, then signing with the New York Giants in 2021, where he spent the entire 21 campaign on the practice squad, and he was released by the Giants in the 2022 NFL offseason. The final team that was assigned a quarterback was the St. Louis Battlehawks. They got assigned Nick Tiano. Tiano started his college football career at Mississippi State, where he was a backup quarterback that eventually transferred to Chattanooga. At Chattanooga, he played in 28 games, starting in 27 of them, throwing for 5,825 yards, 35 touchdown passes through the air, 22 interceptions, completing 57% of his passes, and accounting for a total of 10 rushing touchdowns. He went undrafted in the 2020 NFL Draft, and in regards to his pro football career, he had very short stints with the Houston Texans and the Toronto Argonauts of the CFL. Well guys, you've made this far in the video, drop something down in the comment section below. Who do you think is going to be the best XFL quarterback this season, whether they got drafted or assigned to a team? Also, if you want to see the video that I made of all the quarterbacks that were drafted, you can go to the description down below and click the link and watch that video. Before you head out though, remember to smash that like button, turn on those post notifications, and subscribe if you haven't already. Be Kelly out.